Okay, first of all, yes, I cut my hair off. I don't think I've shown you guys my hair yet. If you're over on Instagram, I maybe did, but even there, I don't think I have. My hair is all cut off. I sometimes think I cut my hair so I can wear my hats comfortably. Okay, yes, I know. I still haven't made myself a hat. Guys, do you do this? Is this just me? I make other people hats. What do you guys think of my current hat knitting? I don't think I've shown this on here because it was going to be my oldest daughter's Christmas gift. And then I was like, no, I'm just going to make it for her. She's going to know I make it. But look at the ghosties. How cute are they? I had an urge for just a little bit of two-stranded knitting and just a little bit of a simple project. So I pulled out my square papers and, figured out what a pixelated ghost would look like. I think that I'm hoping to make something else with these ghosts because I think they're adorable. But I think I'll add a row or two of just solid knitting down here. Just extend the ghost just up by a couple inches. Otherwise, I think I like it. I like my happy ghosts. I think they're super fun. So my current projects. Okay, so I just showed you the ghosty hat, which I'm really happy with. I really want to get it done because I'll show you the yarn to the next hat I'm knitting in just a bit. So I want to get that one done so I can put I'm making myself a hat, guys. Yes. Okay. So current simple sock is this beautiful sock here. How fun is that? It's the that yarn, the yarn from Portugal, which is awesome and beautiful. And if you are all about no superwash, this stuff is amazing. If you are about superwash, this stuff might not be as exciting to you. I'm on both fences, partly because I do get itchy. I know it's terrible to confess this. I do get a little itchy from certain wools. So I find that I can knit it and it knits up really beautiful. And it's, I think my sister-in-law explained it. How did she say it the other day? It's you can kind of smell the sheepy goodness on it, which makes it very enjoyable to knit with. I don't know why. It's enjoyable to me. Apparently it's enjoyable to my sister-in-law too, which is great. And I also gave her her first yarn from these guys. So it makes me happy that she likes it so much. So anyway, you guys know I think I've talked to you about this. I find it funny that I don't own certain things that are classic hand knitted projects. One of those being a hat, which we've got the yarn all caked up. It's ready for me. The other is a scarf, which most of my life I've had a hand knitted scarf. I don't know where my old one is. I'll even talk to my husband about it. It's the scarf I wore when we met each other and because I moved to New York and we were part of a performing arts company. Anyway, that's how we met. So there's this scarf that I wore then. And I'm maybe I got rid of it at some point thinking oh, I've worn that for years. I should get something new and fresh. Except I don't think I ever replaced it. Actually, I know I never replaced it. So I don't know where it is. It might even be in that mystery box with all the mystery missing hats that are in the house somewhere. So this is what I decided. I was I want a beautiful scarf/shawl. Now, I have looked up the definition of shawl because I was I think this is actually one, and I'm still leaning on that. It just doesn't feel like a really big one, and I think they're called crescent shawls. I might be wrong on that one. I'll have to, if I ever do a full video on this, we'll come up with the with the real name. So that's what this project is, and guys, this is why I feel I haven't been knitting that much, because this project is taking a long time. And yeah, it will be worth it. I know it will be worth it, but it's taken me time. I started this, oh goodness, I don't even know, maybe the beginning. I probably have it on my Instagram the day I started it. I think I do. Or at least the week I started it. And it is just taking time. But I gotta show you, I have fallen in love with this stitch. Isn't that, I don't know why, guys. I love it. And then it's just got a little touch of lace on the edge there. And I'm really happy with it. I'm really excited to block this one out because I'm really curious how this is going to look next to that. So I'm really excited. And then the body of it's super simple because look, it's just the dark blue and it's literally just going back and forth and back and forth. And you just pick up a stitch and what you close, kind of like you're closing the gap, and then you go a few stitches past that. And then you just knit across to the other side. I have stitch markers so I know. Oh guys, I'm so close. Like, this is almost embarrassing. And like, I got sick too. So like I kind of had this up on a shelf, keeping it safe. Look how close I am. There's the stitch markers. Anyway, I have stitch markers so I know I've hit the gap where I want to do my, the turn. Technical terms are not in the brain at this second, but I think you all know what I'm talking. It's like the heel flap turn, you know, where you go from here, pick up a stitch. Yeah, so it's like that, but it's on a giant shawl. And I believe they're called a crescent shawl because when they're spread out, they look like, you know, the crescent of a moon. So super fun. Hey guys, if you give the video a thumbs up, that would be awesome. All right, back to the video. All right, and here it is. This is the yarn I am using, I'm planning on using to make myself a hat. It coordinates with my shawl, which is kind of where the choices came in. I bought some yarn, not totally sure what I was going to do with it, but it was just, I was at my favorite yarn shop and they have my favorite yarn and I was like, I'm gonna just grab a couple hanks of yarn. And so here we go. And then I ended up, instead of doing socks like I thought I was gonna do, I got, well, okay, this one is DK weight yarn. So a little bulkier. I think it'll be kind of fun and squishy and good for the hat. And I think that's when I started to think of like, what else do I want to do? Because I was like, this probably won't turn into socks. It could turn into socks. Whatever. This will get knitted up into a hat. I'm really excited about it. And it coordinates well with my shawl scarf. And yeah, so that's been my thing. I'm like, this winter, I kind of like paused all my knitting because I was like, this winter, I want to own a hat that I made for myself and I want to have a scarf that I made for myself. So I say that and you're like, but Heidi, you just showed us so many different projects. I know I did, guys, because I'm a knitter. We do more than just 2 projects, like silly us. So that's what's going on in my knitting world right now. I don't know what I'll get done. Like this sock, it's like I could get it done by Christmas, but I don't have to get it done by Christmas. You know, like it's like, that's kind of what that, I always like having a sock on my needles. I can't help it. I love knitting socks. So I always have a pair going if I can help, if I can, you know, have it cast it on. I'd like to get my daughter's hat done, just like I want to get my hat done because it's time. Yeah, and same with my scarf thing. And then the other one I think is a Christmas gift. So really the only one here is a Christmas gift. But even that one, I'm like, if I don't get it done, I have some other items I'm giving to that person. So it's like, none of this is really stress knitting. But I do want to get this stuff done because, guys, my Advent box of yarn, I'm like, where is it? It's up there. Oh, it's over there. I was like, no, that's not it. Where'd it go? I got my Advent yarn from Lucy Locketland, and I am itching to open it all up and knit something really fun from all of it. And the plan, today at least, it's been the plan for like the last month, because I really was like trying to decide. So last year you guys saw me do Vlogmas, right? Christmas is Vlogmas. Of the socks with Lucy Locketland's Advent yarn calendar. And this time I was like, I could do the same thing. I also have a really fun scarf that Dana Ray Makes design, which, you know, I love her patterns, which she designed it, I think, with things like Advent calendars in mind. I think that's what it says in there. And so I've been like, oh, I could do that. That would be fun. But guys, I got the Arna it's Arna, right? Not Arna. Yeah, Arna and Carlos's Christmas bauble patterns. Yes, they released it and I was like, ooh, I did that a few years ago, I think before I started YouTube. So I don't think you guys ever saw them on here. It was kind of like my first like knit along. It was super, super fun. And so my plan as of today, though I could change it before December 1st, is to actually knit up Christmas baubles out of the Advent yarn. So how I did this is I got some black yarn and white yarn to contrast to whatever comes out of the Advent, because I realized like last year there were certain like really light yellows, and so probably what will happen if I run into any of those is that will end up being like the lighter section of the baubles, and that will contrast really nice with my black yarn. And then of course as the month progresses I can choose like other yarns from the Advent, so it'll be like, oh, day 12 and day 2 actually complement each other and I need that little extra color. So as the month goes on, I'm hoping to maybe not fully use up fully use black and white as the contrasting colors, but maybe possibly just keep utilizing the other colors from the other days of the Advent calendar. So that is my plan as of right now. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Okay, guys, that's it for this knitting podcast. Okay, I get really weird saying podcast because in my brain podcast is for listening to, but I realize that podcasts also are on YouTube, so which I think is fun, and I personally enjoy a good YouTube podcast. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this podcast and seeing my knits right now, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye!